So I did my lesson plan on Ian's Walk, which is a story about autism. I love this book because it discusses different senses and how people with autism might view them differently. So for my model slash think aloud, I was thinking I would do something about discussing the different senses. So first of all, sorry, I'm reading my plan here. For instance, each page has a different sense being discussed. Like this one is seeing, this one is hearing, and it just goes on for the different five senses. So I would start off on this page where Ian sees things differently. I would start off and say, class, let's look at this picture right here. It looks like that they made a stop in a diner. If you were to go to a diner, what would you be seeing? What would you be looking at? And then I would give the students a chance to discuss and tell me the different things that they would be looking at. And I would be like, that's very interesting. I love how all of you guys would be looking at different things. Let's see what Ian looks at. And I would read, Ian's brain doesn't work like other people's. Ian sees things differently. When we pass Non's diner, Ian steps inside to watch the ceiling fan move in slow circles. He doesn't look at the waitress hurrying by all the different kinds of sandwiches and ice cream like I am. Let's go get a soda, I say, but then Ian keeps his eye on the fan until I had to pull him out the door. After I read this page, I would say, how interesting that all of you would be seeing and watching different things in the classroom just like Ian was. He was looking at the ceiling fan, but his sister was busy watching the waitress with the ice cream cones. The purpose of doing this would be to get the students thinking and identifying the different senses that we're talking about, and also to realize that students with autism may think their peers with autism may think differently and see things differently than they do. And so I would model that for each sense in the book. So I would do the same for hearing, and then the same for smelling, and the same for tasting, and the same for feeling. While reading, I will also ask students to try and identify the different sense. I would ask, what sense do we use when we're using our ears? And they would say, our hearing sense. And then once I get to the part where Ian goes missing, I would ask the students, I would say, where do you think Ian went? What would you do to find him? Would you try and think like Ian does? Let's act like a detective and try and brainstorm with an idea of how we can find Ian. And then I would allow the students to pair up and talk to each other and just start thinking about how they think that they can find Ian, or how they think that they can think like Ian and think a little bit differently. I will also ask different questions, such as on page 6, I would say, how does Ian react to the noise of the fire truck? What does Julie mean when she says that Ian hears things differently? And I would allow a discussion to talk about that as well. And then once we get to the end of the story, I will say, wow, what an awesome job you guys did identifying the 5 different senses. I love how all of you had your own theories and predictions about our story today. And I especially love how you guys were predicting and identifying the different senses in the novel. It is super important for us to realize that everybody sees things, smells things, tastes things, and hears things, and even feels things differently. And I love, love, love that we read this story together, guys, and I can't wait to do our next activity. And yeah, that would be my modeling.